Hello guys, welcome back to the Class for Oral's Marine Hub YouTube channel. In this video, we will discuss about the dismantling and overhauling of the Tanabe main compressor HP valve, specifically the discharge side. In this photo, you will see the H274 model of Tanabe, and our prime focus is to overhaul these two discharge side of the HP. So please go through the procedures which we will be discussing in this video ahead, and for your compressor on ship, please follow the ship specific manual. So this video is just an illustration of H274 series of Tanabe. So after we open the cover, we will take out the connecting clamp or the tool to connect over the this stud, and this whole assembly will be taken out. So this housing may be having the rust, the carbon deposits. You can see here the carbon deposits. So carefully take out the whole assembly. Look like this, and you can see here the housing, and there's an inside stud, and the discharge valve is at the extreme. So we will open it. On the discharge valve housing, the discharge valve will be easily taken out. Now we have to open the we have to clean it first and then dismantle. This is a manual for disassembling and assembling of the second stage HP valve, and we have to carry out the operation very carefully. To understand it, we have to understand the correct assembling in order to avoid the wrongly assembled valve to be attached. Otherwise, the compressor will get seriously damaged and the parts will get damaged. So the preparation of the tool will be taken care of. In our case, we will be taking the torque range of 25 Newton meter. Okay, this is the clamp, and this is the main part for overhauling the our valve. So these are the two holder plates. Okay, and in between there are the wing nuts. These are the wing nuts. So we have to put the compressor valve in between this space and tighten it, and well tighten it, so that we can open the hexagonal nut. This is a hexagonal nut. So what we have to do is to put the valve in between and then tighten it, so that the compressor assembly becomes, the valve assembly becomes loose. Please note, do not put the valve directly. This is the wrong procedure in between the vice. These are the compressor valves, the discharge side valves, which we have just taken out from the compressor. So one by one we will try to overhaul them. So we have put the assembly jig between the vice, and now we are going to put the compressor valve between the holding plates. Okay, now we have to start disassembling as per the following mentioned procedures. Clean especially around the thread of the clamping bolt and nut by removing the accumulated carbon and dirt. Apply the lube oil to the clean thread. So we have to apply the oil on the clean threaded part. Clamp the fixing plate of the jig by the vice. Okay, then we have to start disassembling of the valve. Place the valve on the assembly jig. The valve has been placed, and put the holder plate and the flat washer on it, and fix the wing nuts tightened by the finger force. Please remember, we have to tighten the wing nuts with the finger force only and not without any spanner, as mentioned earlier. When the assembly and the jig is fully tightened, loosen the clamping nut by the socket wrench until it can be removed with the fingers force thereafter. Okay, and the torque wrench tightening and the loosening is mentioned here is 25 Newton meter for the model H274, which we are about to overhaul. So we have to loosen it. Once it get loosened, it can be opened by the finger force. And in the bottom, the hexagonal socket screw, but it is used only for the disassembling of the suction valve side. This is how we cover it. Next, we position the wall in the center. Now we are putting the washer, and above that the wing nuts. The wing nuts, make sure you tighten them with the finger force only, and not without any spanner, otherwise it will damage the assembly jig and it can even bend the holder plates. Now we have to open the lock nut with a jerk with a torque of approximately 25 Newton meter. Next we are opening the lock nut. Okay, the lock nut is being opened. It is opened now. Next, the wing nuts are also hand tightened, so do not open the wing nuts with spanner. Again, use the finger force only, and try to open the wing nuts together one by one, so that the spring force of the wall plates, the wall spring, is evenly distributed. Now we remove the wing nuts and the wall assembly is loosened and the springing effect is over. Now we will dismantle the parts. Okay, so you can see well from the side the assembly is very much loose, and the breakup of the wall assembly will be visible in the exploded view. So this is how, and we have to clean the parts in baking soda or the diesel overnight. As you can see from the video, we have taken out the loosened wall from the assembly jig. So we have taken out the assembly jig from it, and then we have to about overhaul it. Now we have to open it and check what all parts are within this compressor wall. So now we will look for the exploded view. Okay, now the exploded view will be understood what all parts are inside the compressor wall. So currently we are focused on the overall of the HP side discharge. So this is our focus. So we are going to study carefully what all parts and the exploded view says about the second stage wall HP side. You can see here the top most are the wall clamping nuts, then come the washer, then comes wall guide, that is for the delivery, then comes 4 wall springs, that is for the delivery, next the wall plate, then the lift washer, then most important knock pin, next wall clamping bolt, and then wall seat. Okay, so these are the parts which we are going to put one by one and then clean them and then reassemble them. Carefully inspected and placed in the same order and clean in baking soda and diesel. Make sure the all parts are damage free and they are very well arranged in the chronological order the way they are opened. Okay, this is a wall seat, this is a wall plate. Next, the spring plates 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then this is a wall guard on the top with washer and the walnuts. So assembling of the wall, check for the necessary tools, study the setup of the wall to be assembled for the viewing and next figures. So our model is 274 again and VP 300 3100. Okay. Next, we have to begin the assembling work for the following to under mentioned procedure. Apply the new oil to the thread of the clamping bolt and nut. Place individual parts one over other in correct order as shown in the next figure and then assemble them by tightening hexagonal nut against the clamping bolt temporarily with finger force. Remember, initially we have to tighten with finger force only. Third, at this assembled stage, check for the following points: the outer face of the wall guard and seat to be parallel, The rattling of the wall guard against the seat not to be seen. Correct. The wall guard to be securely positioned against the seat by knock pin. The wall plate should be left freely from the wall seat. That is, it is lifting without any obstruction. That means the wall plate is lifting from the spring pressure, the spring plates. So there is no restriction. It is free to, like it should be freely bouncy. And that has to be checked by the screwdriver through the air passage channel of the wall seat behind. So you have to check whether it is springing or not. The wall seat is cleaned. Check the dents and the cuts on the surface, otherwise the leakage of the wall occurs. Then putting the wall plate condition for the scratches, else we have to start lapping. This is the wall plate which is put on the wall seat. Next we put the spring plates in order, in the same order they were taken out. First is put, then second, please guide the hole with the knock pin, then third spring plate, and lastly the fourth spring plate. Now the all four are aligned in the lock pin. Then we have to put the wall guard and also check the alignment of the hole with the knock pin so that the wall assembly is almost fitted properly. Over them, next we have to put, yes, the washer, and finally with the double knock nuts. Okay, and try to put the oil before assembling on the threads so that there is no scratches or there is no damage to the thread and nut. So there are two lock nuts which are put, and please make sure the spring plates are in order, they do not move from their distance. Now this is the assembly jig again. So this is the assemble part, and we have to check by the tightening force, and we have to push the screwdriver inside and check for the springing action of the wall plate. Okay, next we have to place the wall made above mentioned checking into the assembling jig by fixing the jig with the wing nuts with the finger force. And to tighten the clamp nut, again we have to go with the tightening torque of 25 Newton meter for our model. Okay, so this is how the torque wrench has to be used to tighten it. Take out the wall assembly jig and check for the free state of the plate again. If no defects were found, the assembly of the wall is complete at its point. So again we have to check the free state of the wall plate by the springing action. We put it the same manner they were disassembled. So they were hand tightened, the wing nuts. Now we have set the torque wrench to 25 Newton meter torque as prescribed in the manual. Wall is ready to be mounted back to the compressor, and we have checked the air gap with the and the cushioning with the screwdriver. So now the wall is ready to be mounted back to the compressor. Oh, this is how our assembly of the wall is complete. Now we are going to put back to the compressor, inside the compressor. So those steps we will be studying. Now since our valve is ready, we have to mount it into the compressor side. That is the space, annular space from where we extracted the valve. So the valve holding structure is like this, as we have seen earlier, and this is the valve. Okay, the valve assembly, and this is a bolt, and this is a hexagonal nut, and the torque required to tighten it is 25 Newton meter. Okay, and then over that we have to put the disc spring. This is the disc spring, the spring retainer, and we temporarily tighten it with the hook we have seen in the initial of the video. So this is how we fix the tool on the sad bolt thread, and then we put the thin coat of grease on the seat gasket over here, so that it is very easy to put inside the compressor annular. Next step Insert the holder assembly into the wall chamber of the cylinder like this inside, and then turn the tool slowly and check for the correct positioning. We have to just turn it gradually so that it fits inside. Okay. Next, unscrew the tool and take it off. Then install the retainer kit on the wall holder assembly. Check for the outside edge of the disc pin to be corresponding to the marked line of the cylinder block. Okay. And then finally place the flange and tighten the tightening nut. So this is the full assembly, and this is how we go through each and every step of overhauling the main compressor valves. The same steps are followed for the other suction valve and the high pressure uh, suction side, and the first stage suction and delivery, that is the compound valve. So I hope this procedure of overhauling and cleaning the main compressor valve is understood by all of us. Thank you so much.